Holy shit, man, what a difference 24 hours makes between the overwhelming negativity of Monday Night Raw and the overwhelming positivity of SmackDown Live tonight. Listen, SmackDown Live was fucking great. Let's talk about it. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel tonight, November 1st, 2016. I'm going to come out right to your face and say, man, SmackDown Live was fucking fantastic tonight. That's it. That's all you got to know, man. SmackDown Live tonight was fucking fantastic. Leagues better than whatever we seen on Monday Night Raw. None of this fucking Halloween trick-or-treating bullshit. No pumpkins, no skeletons, no fucking pies to the face. Give me a break with that shit, man. The overwhelming negativity that you seen on Monday Night Raw review is going to be a complete fucking non-existent factor on this show, man. Tonight we're going to be positive because there was nothing but positivity gleaming from this SmackDown Live episode, man. They did everything right. Survivor Series build. They made Survivor Series feel important in several different segments. Daniel Bryan and The Miz tonight had a fantastic fucking segment. Every time those two are in the ring, face to face, eye to eye with microphones in their hand, it is absolutely gold, man. Bryan and Miz are to SmackDown what Jericho and The List and Kevin Owens is to Monday Night Raw, man. It is absolutely fucking can't miss, must-see television when these guys are in the ring. A lot of different factors tonight to build towards Survivor Series. You got the 5-on-5 teams being announced, Team SmackDown being announced, Dolph Ziggler throwing his name into the hat to make the Intercontinental Championship all that much more important and be consistent with that title leading into Survivor Series. The women had a great moment to shine tonight on SmackDown with Carmella and Alexa Bliss, building towards their 5-on-5 women's match. We finally seen American Alpha back on television. They advanced, and they are now part of Team SmackDown for Survivor Series. The Usos did the same thing. They're a part of Team SmackDown. We had a great main event with Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, with a lot of meaning behind it, a lot of important stuff happening with that match if Dean Ambrose won. We got the ongoing saga with James Ellis, you fucking clown, James Ellsworth, and whatever's going on with him, man, he is very apologetic to Dean Ambrose and even AJ Styles and this and that. But tonight, man, it was a very, very direct show that had purpose, and they knew what they had to do. And again, SmackDown shows you why they are the A show, man. For all the people coming at me, you have to be trolling. You cannot be this stupid, man. I don't want to believe people are this fucking retarded. There's no way people can come to me in my comment section on my Twitter and say Raw was great or Raw has been decent, Raw's been consistent. I don't know why people are complaining. I mean, open your fucking eyes, jackass. Seriously, open your eyes. What are you watching? You know, I'm gonna dig into the bag of JD's old jokes, man. If you think Monday Night Raw is consistent and decent and good, and for those fucking idiots out there who are saying that it's great, I would love to see the women that you're with, or the women that you're dating, or the women that you're married to. I'd love to see what you're waking up to next, in the morning, man, next to. Seriously, if you think Monday Night Raw is great, you are probably dating a fucking 677-pound gorilla, and you gotta fucking lift 8 rolls of fat just to find out where you need to be. You can't be this fucking stupid, man. Your standards are fucking pathetically low. There's no way you can think Monday Night Raw has been good after watching SmackDown, man. I fail to believe it. Man. You have to be trolling me. Seriously. There's nobody out there that can be this fucking stupid at all. SmackDown Live, once again, consistent, proving why they are the A show. Seriously, they are the A show for WWE, They've been consistent. Monday Night Raw has not. There's nobody out there that's been happy with Monday Night Raw. People have been very vocal about this show. People, and a lot of them prefer what SmackDown is doing because they don't make you feel stupid. When something important needs to happen, when they need to build towards something important, they have the voice with Ronaldo, And they know what they have to do, man. There's no fun there's no fun in games. It's all seriousness. And tonight was one of those shows, man. It was a JD-esque booked show. And I was very pleased with it. My attention didn't go anywhere. I wasn't fucking doing dishes. I wasn't cleaning cat shit. I wasn't feeding the fucking kittens over here. I wasn't taking a shit. I wasn't taking a piss. I didn't go out to take the trash. I didn't call your fucking mother and thank her for the blowjob on fucking Tuesday night. You know, it is what it is, man. They are doing everything right. And they haven't been perfect. You know, not every mountain has smooth edges, man. You know, it's ups and downs just like everybody else, just like every other show. But for the most part, they have been consistent. And they made it feel important tonight. They made Survivor Series feel important tonight. And they built beautifully towards going into next week and eventually into Survivor Series, man. Thumbs up to WWE for tonight's show. SmackDown Live started off with James Ellis in the ring. He comes down, and he's saying that he's going to wish us all goodbye, man. Bon voyage to James Ellis. He hasn't been able to eat or sleep since he caused Dean Ambrose the match last week in which he super kicked AJ Styles and got Dean Ambrose disqualified without using his brain, not realizing what he was doing. Dean comes out and calls James Ellis, his pal, whose head he's been thinking about ripping off all week. James Ellis begs for a chance to apologize and mentions beating AJ twice, but Dean just tells him to stay out of his way from now on. So, you know, it's water under the bridge. Let bygones be bygones. And they are not buddy-buddy, but, you know, it's okay. You know? He is going to be spared for now. AJ Styles comes down. He says he was going to take it easy on James Ellis, but Dean kept convincing him to do more. Dean says Ellis doesn't take the cheap way out like AJ Styles does, which means James Ellis. How many people are going to get annoyed every time I fucking got to mention James Ellis in this review? Where they find these fucking people? How do you make a fucking mistake like that? Seriously, did they pick this woman up in fucking Payless? You know, buying fucking new shoes for the big day, for her big debut tonight? Hey, honey, you want to be on SmackDown Live? Yeah? You know, you can upgrade from the $29.99 to the $49.99 shoes right on the shelf there. You know, nice suede, nice leather, you know. The blue dress, yeah, I don't like it, but it'll do, man. We're in a rush. We got to get to the tape, and we got to get to the arena, man. You know, we're going to get stuck in traffic. Jersey traffic is horrific at this time of the day. Listen, buy the shoes. Hurry up into the limo. We'll take you to the arena. You don't know anything about wrestling. What? God, don't worry about it. We'll fill you in on the way. These guys aren't important. No, don't worry about it. You never watched one wrestling match in your entire life. What are you watching on television? Huh? You know? Hip-hop and love and whatever this fucking shit is. And, you know, what else is on? The Kardashians? You watching fucking, what are you fucking women watching nowadays? I don't know. You know? Some bullshit about some fucking guy cheating on his girlfriend with some fucking who. I don't know. It's some bullshit that you're gonna fucking sit at home and fucking cry about and complain in front of the television. You know, these fucking... You know, I don't know, man. Just get in the fucking car, you fucking bimbo. Where do they find these fucking people? Seriously, why don't I have a job there? James Ellis. Seriously? She stumbled into the fucking shot like fucking Fred Flintstone. You know, like she didn't know what the fuck she was doing. Like fucking like a penguin. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable, man. I don't even know her fucking name. I don't even think she deserves a name after fucking making such a monumental fuck up like that. Give me a break, man. Unbelievable. Anyway, James Ellsworth, goon, you know, he's on the receiving end of Dean Ambrose and his verbal attack. And AJ Styles says Dean says Ellsworth doesn't take the cheap way out. I'm lost now. Dean says Ellsworth doesn't take the cheap way out like AJ, which means Ellsworth has to break up a fight. Now there's a shoving match between AJ and Dean. AJ shoves Ellsworth into Dean and kicks Ambrose in the head with a Pele kick. And then, obviously, from there, the phenomenal forearm leaves Dean laying. One of my favorite moves in all WWE. Absolutely poetry in motion is the phenomenal forearm. So that was the opening segment. And this would continue on. This would be the main storyline of the show leading into the main event, which we will talk about in a second, which was AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, but it did have a big-time stipulation to it, and obviously it involved James Ellsworth. First match of the night, we see Randy Orton and Kane in a no disqualification match. And this one really didn't go anywhere. Lasted about 2 minutes. And Randy Orton laid out Kane with an RKO. Now, the big thing about this match is that Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt were in the ring to pretty much get up close and personal with Randy Orton. It seems like Luke Harper is not the one to be as trusting with Randy Orton. He feels like in his demeanor, like, can this guy really be trusted? We have to know who we're dealing with here. Bray Wyatt's just chilling in the corner, fucking sitting on the ground like he was fucking Raven, sitting in the corner, watching his flock go to work, and he's just sitting there smiling. And Randy Orton gets the RKO, 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Post-match, Harper gives Kane a huge lariat, and then Orton stands up, shoves Kane into Bray Wyatt, who catches him for his sister Abigail. And then after the match, all three get in the ring to pose. You got Bray Wyatt doing follow the buzzards. Behind him stands Luke Harper. And Randy Orton's doing his pose on the turnbuckle, all in sequence, all at the same time. And I posted on Twitter, how many goons out there are thinking that Randy Orton is now officially a part of the Wyatt family? A lot of this definitely resembles Daniel Bryan's time when Daniel Bryan was controlled by the Wyatt family. That only actually enhanced Daniel Bryan to break away from that. It actually got him more over. And what led to that was obviously you know what. And Daniel Bryan's monumental fucking superstardom in WWE when he was healthy. I don't know what they're leading to with this and Randy Orton. A few things have been racing through my mind with this. WWE could very well be creative here. And I don't want to stumble over my words because I want to get this right. Randy Orton's been rumored to be fighting for the WWE Championship at some point. If WWE wanted to get creative with this, I would put Randy Orton on the back burner, and I would actually advance Bray Wyatt and have him go ahead of Randy Orton and get the title shot first. There's also rumors going around, I don't know if you guys read it today, that WWE is thinking about turning AJ Styles into a babyface. I actually like the way he is now, but for this to work, AJ might have to be a babyface. Can you imagine a babyface AJ versus a heel Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship? And they could use Randy Orton and have Randy Orton in this kind of possessed mode to pretty much use him to get the WWE Championship off of AJ Styles. And then when the opportunity strikes and when the opportunity is right, Bray Wyatt would finally become the WWE Champion. And then Randy Orton would somehow, from within, destroy the Wyatt family once and for all. From within. Destroy the Wyatt family, which would lead Randy Orton to pretty much challenge Bray Wyatt one-on-one. He would take out Luke Harper. He would take out Eric Rowan. He would take out whoever else wants to associate themselves with the Wyatt family and pretty much kill them from within to get the title shot. And it was a ploy all along. Randy Orton, really wasn't all that possessed. He was using the Wyatt family for this exact moment, for Bray to get the title, to destroy the Wyatt family from within, and ultimately get what he really wants, and that is the WWE Championship. And we finally get this feud culminating at some pay-per-view, SmackDown pay-per-view, and have it be a buried alive match, one-on-one, and against all odds, Randy Orton would win. I know it would be a short title reign for Bray Wyatt, but that's what was running through my head during SmackDown. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but what my first thought was, Randy Orton clearly is not with the Wyatt family completely. This obviously is going to turn, and it's going to reveal itself that Randy Orton is using or playing mind games with Bray Wyatt. Why not up the ante? Why not up the stakes? Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, buried alive match, Wyatt uses Orton to win the WWE Championship. From there, Orton kills the Wyatt family from within because he had this plan all along for Wyatt to win the title, for Wyatt to advance, to strengthen the Wyatt family, ultimately to only get what he wants, and that's the WWE Championship. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking about that. You know, obviously that would put a wrench into the plans of AJ Styles having the title. AJ Styles could always win it back, you know, before WrestleMania. But WWE has some room to play with. WWE has some room for creativity with this. But I'm very intrigued by what's going on here. Randy Orton clearly is not with the Wyatt family. He is obviously using them and playing mind games with them. But what is going to come out of this remains to be seen. So it's going to be very interesting to watch. They do have a lot of people's interest with this, even though it is a take on what they did with Daniel Bryan a couple of years ago. So Randy Orton beats Kane with an RKO. We got a Baron Corbin vignette, which I missed because I was actually in the fucking bathroom, and I missed it, and I wasn't DVRing the show, so I missed the fucking vignette. Some of you guys told me it was great. Maybe I'll catch it on a replay or on YouTube, or if I can find it on YouTube somewhere. But I'm hearing from you guys that it was great, and this is not the last time we will hear Baron Corbin's name. Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella versus Alexa Bliss and Carmella. This match went 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Becky Lynch was pinned again by Alexa Bliss. DDT, making Jake Roberts proud, finishing off somebody with a DDT to Becky Lynch. And post-match, Carmella and Alexa brag how awesome they are, how awesome they're going to be at Survivor Series. And they're calling out everybody on Monday Night Raw. They called out Bayley. They called out Charlotte. And this was great, man. I'm loving the women on SmackDown. I love the direction the women have. I love the trust that the WWE writers for SmackDown have in the women. I like that all the women are featured, unlike Monday Night Raw. Charlotte is fucking very, very cringe nowadays. Her promo is fucking fantastic, but I'm tired of having her already be a 3-time champion. I'm tired of WWE hyping her up as the fucking ultimate queen in the WWE. You know, I'm tired of Sasha, you know, getting to a point where she wants to be, where she needs to be, where people want to see her be, only to have her fall. There's no reason why Sasha should be a 2-time women's champion already with absolutely no fucking title reign behind it at all. You know, there's no reason why Bayley now, you know, WWE's starting to build sympathy for Bayley. You know, they made her feel unimportant in 2 months. Now they want to start building sympathy for Bayley. Now they want to start utilizing the tactics that they used in NXT that made Bayley so popular. You know, there's no other women outside those women. I don't count Dana Brooke because she's fucking awful and she's miserable to look at. There's no other women. WWE for Monday Night Raw is floating up Schitt's Creek right now. I don't know who they're going to get that actually we are going to care about for the women's team at Survivor Series. I mean, you have not Becky, you have Charlotte, you have Dana, you have Bayley, you have Nia. Are you going to have Sasha? Are you going to put Sasha in there? Is she going to be able to team with Charlotte? Is she going to be physically capable of competing? There's nobody else. There's absolutely nobody else. Alicia Fox, she hasn't been on TV all but 1 week. 2 weeks, if that. Why would we care about Alicia Fox? Nobody gives a shit about Alicia Fox. Summer Rae, never been on Monday Night Raw since the brand extension went into effect. Emelina, you're going to debut Emelina at Survivor Series? Evil Emma would have been fucking great. Monday Night Raw just seems clueless with their women, while SmackDown is giving women and their women the time to shine on their show. Great promo by both Alexa and Carmella. Carmella didn't sound cringe like she usually does, man. I was very proud of Carmella tonight. She did a fantastic job at being very direct, and she looked into the fucking camera, too, so I knew who she was talking about. I knew who she was talking to. She looked right into the camera, as if Charlotte and all those women on Raw were actually watching the show. Alexa Bliss, I could do without the fucking Disney references. I don't know why she's talking about fairy tales and glass slippers. Listen, honey, I was never a big Disney buff, okay? Do what you gotta do. Show me why you're the queen bee on SmackDown. Have a great match with Becky, and just leave it at that. I don't think she's gonna win, but it's going to be a great match, and it's only going to enhance Alexa Bliss from here. So I can't wait to see what happens, man. The women on SmackDown are doing great things, and I'm very happy to see it. Everybody but Natalya, which we'll talk about in a second. Naomi, actually, it came right up after this. Naomi is on Team SmackDown. So you're going to have Becky, you're going to have Nikki, you're going to have Alexa, you're going to have Carmella, and now you have Naomi. So there are your 5. Obviously, she who shall not be named is not back yet, thank Christ. The longer she's out, the happier we are. But Natalya comes in, and everybody was saying, oh, JD, Carmella was cringe during this segment. No, she wasn't. She was great. You know, Carmella did a great job with the microphone tonight. The one who is cringe is Natalya. She went from a babyface to a heel. Now she's back to a babyface talking about fucking cats, and she's making purring noises. She is absolutely fucking terrible on the microphone, man. She makes me want to fucking close my eyes and eternally go to sleep. That's how bad she is. She's great in the ring. She is absolutely fucking probably the best on the roster in the ring. But with a microphone in her hand and in a talking segment, please, I would rather listen to fucking glass shatter 24 hours a day than listen to Natalya. Awful. Absolutely fucking awful. Survivor Series qualifying match, Spirit Squad, who is overstaying their welcome, but if they are here simply to collect a paycheck and put over teams in 2 minutes, listen, I'm not going to complain. I just don't want to see them on television in a meaningful way. You know? Again, I ask, where's Breezango? Why are they dressing up as fucking strippergram cops on WWE.com? I don't understand why, or their YouTube channel. Why do we have to see Breezango dressed in fucking, you know, cop outfits as if they're going to the fucking strip club? I don't get it. But American Alpha beat the Spirit Squad in 2 minutes. Grand Amplitude. Nothing to it. They're on Survivor Series. They're probably going to be the best team in that entire match. Period. At Survivor Series. American Alpha is beast. Next, we have Miz TV. And this is where things get interesting, man. This is where a lot of information was revealed for the first time. Miz TV. Before we even get into the teams and what happened with Dolph Ziggler. Daniel Bryan and The Miz. Absolutely fantastic. The intensity that Daniel Bryan has when he's passionate and he's fired up, it's one of my favorite things in all of WWE to see, man. I love a fired up, angry Daniel Bryan. I really do, man. It comes off so fucking great. And The Miz, I'm going to be completely honest with you, man. I hated The Miz on Monday Night Raw. I hated what they were doing with him on Monday Night Raw. I really did. On SmackDown, he looks like a legit fucking superstar. This guy looks like gold on SmackDown. He is doing everything right. And once again, I can raise my hand and firmly say I am a fan of what The Miz is doing, man. He might not be the best in the ring. He might very well, and we can definitely see it. He wrestles a safe style. But that's The Miz. There's a reason why he hasn't been injured in 10, 11 years, you know? He's doing what he's doing. He's successful at what he's doing. But as a presence, as someone with incredible mic skills, The Miz is top-notch right now. And for someone to gain heel heat the way he's doing, not many people in WWE are achieving that right now, man. The Miz is fucking over as a heel. And I love to see that. And this interaction between them, when they are staring each other down, when they are face-to-face, eye-to-eye, microphone in hand, you know there's going to be something that's going to make us stop what we're doing and we're going to listen and watch what these guys are doing. That's how they both command the television and your attention when they are in the ring together, man. Absolutely great segment. Everything about this was just fucking great. So Daniel Bryan is on Miz TV. They are talking back and forth about Survivor Series. And Daniel Bryan avoids the main thing, which is the SmackDown Live main event, the 5-on-5 against Monday Night Raw. Because The Miz wants to know if he's on the team or not, because he believes he's a superstar. He believes that he needs to be there. He is a vital part of SmackDown. So they talk about the tag teams, and they talk about how American Alpha is qualifying, and the Usos are going to qualify, and this and that. And then they bring up The Miz, and how The Miz, didn't want to fight Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler issued him a challenge, an open rematch, willingly. The champion gave The Miz, and The Miz didn't want to take it. I'll fight on my own terms when I say. And that's where things got heated. And we progressed into hearing about the SmackDown 5. Now, the SmackDown 5, there were rumors going around that John Cena and Randy Orton were not going to be a part of the teams. And I'm like, I don't like that, man. John Cena should be at Survivor Series. Randy Orton, if he was not going to be at Survivor Series, at least had a very, very valid reason. His wife is ready to give birth. Okay, so I would have understood that. I thought John Cena was going to be a little bit more accessible than Randy Orton, but John Cena was not announced at all, so he is not going to be at Survivor Series, period. He's not going to be on the card. Randy Orton is, though. Randy Orton was announced. Bray Wyatt was announced. Dean Ambrose was announced. AJ Styles was announced. They are the ones that a lot of people have thought about before this segment even took place. So we kind of assumed those were going to be 4 of the 5. The one that surprised a lot of people and the one that actually pissed off some people, which I don't understand, is Baron Corbin. Why would you be pissed that Daniel Bryan chose Baron Corbin to be a part of this team? I don't get some people. I mean, the whole initiative with this brand split was for this very reason alone. Honestly. Baron Corbin is standing next to AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, and Bray Wyatt on Team SmackDown. By that fact alone, he looks like a fucking valid superstar. To go with everything else that's going to be with this match, he's competing against Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman. So not only is he going to be in the ring with all of WWE's top guys, he's going to be the muscle for SmackDown to go against Raw's muscle, Baron Corbin. I like it, man. I even like the way WWE is positioning and handling Baron Corbin within the last 3 weeks. I think everything is just coming along very nicely with SmackDown against Team Raw. Now, if they add that stipulation that Solomonster brought to everybody's attention, where the winner would get the main event, the show that wins Survivor Series would headline WrestleMania, like the baseball All-Star game. If the American League wins, they get home field advantage in the World Series. If the National League wins, they get home field in the World Series. No matter who wins, no matter what team is there, that's what needs to happen. If Raw wins, they get home field. They get the last match at WrestleMania. If SmackDown wins, they get the last match at WrestleMania. Have it mean something. I wish they would think of something like that, because something like that and a thought about that is just so simple. But I love Baron Corbin being there, man. Baron Corbin has tremendous upside. I like him being there, and I think he's going to surprise a lot of people at Survivor Series. It just makes him, by default, a legit superstar standing amongst everybody in that ring. So I like it. Bryan says that The Miz wasn't even in consideration. He eventually changes gears and says The Miz was considered until Daniel realized The Miz didn't want to fight. And then he brings up the fact that Ziggler offered him a rematch and he didn't take it. If he did, he would have taken Dolph Ziggler up on his challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. Miz rants against Daniel Bryan not wanting to fight. That's enough for Daniel, who turns over the set, starts flipping chairs in the ring, says Miz should stick to talking while Ziggler has an open challenge for the title tonight. So this leads to an Intercontinental Championship Open challenge. 7 seconds. Not even going to talk about it. Kurt Hawkins came out, super kick, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 2 things before I get into the next segment here, because this was the most important thing about this show. Daniel Bryan and The Miz, man, if this is not setting up for a Daniel Bryan comeback, I don't know what to tell you. It certainly feels like it, and I know a lot of people are saying give up on CM Punk coming back, give up on Daniel Bryan coming back for another WWE run or another match. Obviously, The Miz wouldn't be a lot of people's number 1 choice for a Daniel Bryan last match. But if they're giving me promos like this, and if they're giving me can't miss television like this, I'm all for it, man. I really am. And I think a lot of people would buy into that as well. And that would bring The Miz up to a level that he's never been, even when he was WWE Champion. If they can continue this ball rolling and get a match out of Daniel Bryan with this that leads to a match at WrestleMania, I'm all for it, man. If they're giving me television like this, I'm all for it. Seriously. I wish Daniel Bryan could come back regularly, or at least not like a Brock Lesnar, but a little bit more frequently than a Brock Lesnar. But I wish he was good enough to go. He says he is. Daniel Bryan outwardly says that. Listen, if I'm not with WWE, I'm wrestling somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe WWE is waiting for everything to pretty much be wiped away clean with these lawsuits and these defamation lawsuits from all these ex-WWE superstars. Maybe they're waiting for that. Maybe WWE really wants Daniel Bryan in the ring, and they have their hands tied and they can't do anything right now because it would look bad. It would be a bad PR move. I don't know. I really don't know. But like I said, if they're going to give me television like this, a match between Miz and Daniel Bryan, you got my fucking seal of approval right there. Because the promos and the lead-in and the story that would be told would be probably the best thing on television right now. As for Dolph Ziggler, he beat Kurt Hawkins in 7 seconds. Being that The Miz didn't want to take him up on his offer. And The Miz sat by ringside and listened to everything Dolph Ziggler said. He's not doing anything The Miz wants. He's doing it on his own terms, says Ziggler. So he's offering any Monday Night Raw superstar an open challenge for Survivor Series for the Intercontinental Championship. Some people threw names at me like Rusev. You know, Rusev isn't doing anything, and that could very well be the case. I don't want to see that again. We've seen it, and I am so over that, and that feud that happened. I don't want to revisit that ever again. Ever again. Do you guys remember Dog Ziggler? Do you guys remember fish being thrown on Monday Night Raw? Yeah, I do, and I don't want to see it ever again. Even though Rusev now has changed, he's not that same old Rusev, and Dolph Ziggler, you know, has pretty much hit his stride again, slightly. What I would do is I would have... Now, listen, The Miz is going to play a big part in Survivor Series. If I was booking Survivor Series, I don't have The Miz doing anything match-wise. He's not in a match. He's not on a team. He's doing nothing. Okay? If I was booking Survivor Series, there's only 2 people that I would have in mind to go against Dolph Ziggler. Number 1, Cesaro. Cesaro's contract is up. Cesaro has been very happy on Monday Night Raw, been very unhappy on Monday Night Raw, and I don't think they are going to do anything with Heat and Sheamus. Cesaro challenging for the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series would not only be a great match, but it could be a way to get him off Raw and on SmackDown. The same can be said for Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn and Dolph Ziggler could legit have a match of the year candidate if they put those two in the ring for 20 minutes to battle over the Intercontinental Championship. Get those guys, or either one of them, both of them if that, off Raw, on SmackDown. Have either one of those guys win the Intercontinental Championship and be drafted to SmackDown by default because they can't take the title back to Monday Night Raw. So some storyline has to develop there. Something has to be said on television between Raw and SmackDown. Listen, one of my guys just won the Intercontinental Championship. They now have to stay on SmackDown. Or maybe this leads to some type of trade. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But all I know is Sami Zayn and Cesaro would benefit greatly from something like this. The Miz is going to play a role, if I was booking Survivor Series, in having Dolph Ziggler lose. He would cost Dolph Ziggler the Intercontinental Championship. And to get back at Daniel Bryan for not picking him for Team SmackDown, I would have The Miz help Raw win their match and fuck over Team SmackDown just to stick it to Daniel Bryan. That's what The Miz is going to be doing. I would not be shocked if The Miz fucks over Daniel Bryan and Team SmackDown in helping Raw win Survivor Series. That's what I think is going to happen. Let me know what you guys think. If you thought the same thing tonight, I think The Miz is going to play a very, very big role in Survivor Series, and there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of stuff that WWE can have fun with and play with here. There's a lot of potential right now, just stemming from this one episode of SmackDown. There's a lot of potential for WWE tonight, just coming out of this show for Survivor Series. Hopefully, and I'm not going to say, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to happen because WWE never does what they should be doing anyway. It's always the opposite. But there's a lot of potential coming out of SmackDown for Survivor Series to be one of the best pay-per-views, if not the best pay-per-view of the year, man. There's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of potential in a lot of these things happening at that pay-per-view. Moving on here, man, we had the Usos versus the Headbangers, 1 minute and 25 seconds. Nothing to see here. Headbangers lose, Usos advance. They showed a graphic of the tag team 5-on-5 team eliminate. I don't know how this is going to work, man. It's going to be a chaotic mess with fucking 5 teams against 5 teams. All those men on the apron. Give me a break. Seriously. But they showed a graphic of, you got American Alpha, you got the Hype Bros, you got the Usos, you got Rhino and Slater, and they got one more team to qualify. Whoever that team is, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's Breezango. I have no fucking idea. But then they showed the Raw graphic. You know, they have the New Day because they're there. They're the team captains, as said on Monday Night Raw. And then they got a bunch of fucking shadowy figures with question marks. Who's going to be on Team Raw? There's no teams on Team Raw. You got Enzo and Cass. You got the club, Gallows and Anderson, right? Who else is there? You're going to have the shining stars on your fucking team? You're going to have the primetime players on your team? Who the fuck else is there? Seriously. What are they going to do? They're going to put Sheamus and Cesaro? Sheamus and Cesaro on Team Raw. I don't know where they're going from there. And if that's the case, maybe it does open up Sami Zayn for Dolph Ziggler. Or maybe it does open Rusev, which I don't want to see. Which will probably end up being the case. But WWE right now, it just goes to show you how depleted their women's roster is and how shit their women's roster is and how poorly booked their women's roster is. Same can be said in every sense of the word about their tag team division. They literally have no tag team division. There's no teams on Raw that are of any importance at all. Don't know what they're going to do. Don't know what they are going to do whatsoever. So it's going to be interesting to see. AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. If Dean Ambrose wins, he's the number one contender for the WWE Championship at some point in the future. I love the way these two work together, so I don't mind that it's back and forth between these guys. They work very well together. They've put on great matches, and they will continue to do so. The main thing about this match is James Ellsworth not being at ringside. Dean Ambrose actually kicked him out of the arena, told him to, call an Uber. Any man with two fists, any man with two hands can call an Uber. So he kicked him out of the arena. We thought we were going to get AJ versus Dean one-on-one. But towards the end of the match, we get Ellsworth coming down to the ring against Dean Ambrose's wishes. He's there cheering on, slight distraction, and Dean Ambrose has a very close near fall with AJ Styles. So he's at ringside. Distraction lets AJ get in a Pele kick for a close two. Otunga wants James Ellsworth to take his chin and go home. That was a funny line, even though Otunga is just awful. Security comes down. All these guys bum rushing the ring to take out Ellsworth. He hops the barrier. He's running through the crowd. He escapes. So Dean Ambrose, he's thinking, okay, this is over with. The security will take care of him. And he just comes right back around into the arena. He comes right back around into the arena. You got fucking 7 or 8 security guards chasing this guy, and they can't catch No Chin James Ellis. They can't catch him. So AJ Styles at this point is fucking pissed off. He goes and says, you know what? These fucking goons can't do it. He elbows Ellsworth so fucking hard, he goes flying over Ronaldo's fucking announce desk. He flies over the table. He gets back in the ring, and AJ is trying to get back onto the apron. He goes in for a phenomenal forearm. That's counted into a Dirty Deeds. 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose wins, gets a title shot. 13 minutes and 57 seconds. Dean Ambrose defeats AJ Styles. Ellsworth is dragged away after he got knocked out by AJ Styles by the security. Dean hugs him as he's fucking laying there unconscious before leaving. So, in actuality, James Ellsworth, could have fucked over Dean Ambrose, but in actuality, he distracted AJ enough to have AJ put his hands on him, which gave Dean Ambrose the distraction win. So there you go. Ambrose pins Styles 1, 2, 3. He's getting a future WWE Championship match, whenever that may be. I don't know. Maybe a TLC. It is a TLC SmackDown themed pay-per-view, SmackDown exclusive, so we will see. All in all, tonight, SmackDown was fucking great, man. Not many parts of this show we can complain about, except for that one broad calling him James Ellis. Give me a break. But all in all, great fucking show. And Survivor Series, man, just by this show alone, is looking great. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of creative directions that WWE can go in. Are they going to do any of what I said? Probably not. And I'm going to be sitting here complaining why they should have did this, how they should have did that. But whatever the case may be, it opens up a lot of potential. We can only hope and sit here and think, you know what? WWE has to do something that we talked about tonight because it just makes sense, man. Hopefully they do it. A lot of creative direction, and it's going to be interesting to see as we head towards Survivor Series. That is your SmackDown Live review. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. New Legionary shirts, man. Go and buy them. They are fucking great, great quality, man. Just as good as my Pro Wrestling Tees Barbershop Window Get Off Your TV shirts, man. But that is everything, man. Hit that thumbs up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got a big night, man. We got Lucha Underground review. We got NXT review coming back tomorrow. Plus, the return of Out of Nowhere. It's coming back, man. So stay tuned. We're going to talk everything WWE, World of Professional Wrestling. We were going to talk about that and just be our crazy selves on Out of Nowhere. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, I'm JD. If you're new around here, hit that thumbs up. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Lucha, NXT, and Out of Nowhere. Talk to you later.